The pitch from Acevedo.
Swung on the line, down the left field line for a base hit.
Fly ball, gap, right center field. And
Double him up at second.
Luke is going back to the 1-8 track. Get out the right, run and mustard, grandma. It is grand salami time.
Will send Seattle to the American League Championship Series for the first time in 24 years.
Welcome to episode 170 of the Light the W podcast. Mahal Domingo Anderson joined by Jeff Bud Key. And the W has been lit once again. Series wins Seattle Mariners. Huge performance in Game 3 over the Orioles. Jeff, how we doing?
Never in doubt. No pessimistic texts were sent this morning. No angry texts were sent this morning. That doesn't exist. Way to win the series. 4-3 against the Orioles on the year without even sweating it.
Without a sweat. Last night was fantastic. We can imagine it didn't happen. Those angry texts, those bad texts, those bad vibes, they might not have been there this morning, Jeff.
No.
But they were there last night.
We attended 2 of these 3 games, but not together.
We did not.
Just
Jeff
the
was at Game
podcast.
1. I was at Game 2.
Game 1 was
Jeff
fun.
had the better experience.
Had
Jeff had
a
the better
good time.
experience. Jeff, I'm sure, had a great time. I mean, where's there to start?
So
Except
many
for that,
places.
I want to start with Dom Canzone.
Oh!
I know he didn't do anything today, but let Dom play. His numbers this year.
His presence alone. It helps. He hit cleanup. Beautiful stuff.
I mean, the season he's having, we've talked about it, I think, briefly, but I was looking at his stats just a little bit ago, actually. He didn't have the greatest day today, of course, but he's nearly hitting 300 on the year. In terms of WRC+, he's been a top 5 hitter in baseball. He has been absolutely awesome.
He's been awesome.
Um,
He's been a 300 hitter since, if you include 2025 and this year. Like, I'm looking it up on the fly. I didn't know we were going to start with our baby boy, whom I love. It just feels so good. He's dominating. Play Canzone. Let the kid play.
Yeah. We saw him get some at-bats against lefties because of all the injuries that are present right now on this Mariners roster. And he has not looked terrible. I was just looking at his splits just a little bit ago again for this year against lefties. And, well, you know, it's a very, 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 very small sample. It is just 17 plate appearances. He has not been bad. 3 hits, 4 walks, and on a hit by pitch. Like, he's been on base. That's all you can really ask for.
The only thing that you can take away is the time you've spent with them. You know,
Yeah.
Is it rather to have loved and lost? The U.S. men's national team, small sample size in this World Cup, were the best team in the world. Like, small sample sizes have to be taken into account at times.
It's coming home, Jeff. It's coming home.
It's coming.
Soccer's
home.
coming home. Soccer's coming home. The Mariners looked like the best team in baseball for 9 innings. Maybe. Not really, honestly. But it was a good
Well,
performance.
Bryan Woo's line, sent him out there for the 8th. If you take that away, it was just unbelievable. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk. So 2 of those were in the 8th inning. So before that, a 7-inning, 1 hit, 1 walk performance with 9 strikeouts. And honestly, when they made contact, it never felt dangerous. It never felt bad. Wonderful performance.
And that's what this team needs. I've talked all year, but especially over the past week and a half, about the starting pitching. We talked about the starting pitching last week. You look at this series, you look at what Logan Gilbert did, what Bryan Woo did. They are the reasons that they won these 2 games. They are the reasons that they won this series. As the starting pitching succeeds, the Mariners succeed. As the starting pitching fails, the Mariners fail.
I have the new starting pitcher power rankings if you would like them. Would
Ready.
you like them from 1 to 9 or 9 to 1?
9-1.
Okay, number 9 is Bryan Woo on the road. Okay. Number 8 is Logan Gilbert at home except for Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 7 is George Kirby, I guess. Number 6 is Luis Castillo outside of the piggyback. Okay, so
Yeah.
just on his own volition. Number 5 is Emerson Hancock anytime he's not in the nation's capital. Number 4 is Logan Gilbert, either on the road or at home against the Orange Birds. Number 3 is Luis Castillo if the piggyback is involved. There is an anger inside of him that cannot be quenched. Number 2 is Bryce Miller. Number 1 is Bryan Woo at home.
Yeah. Bryan Woo at home is he's a whole different beast. There's a lot of, different factors that make the starting pitching thrive. But if you're telling me Luis Castillo's involved in the piggyback more often, we're getting the good Luis Castillo.
This podcast had the opportunity to be just the angriest one of the year.
Yeah.
It's so Bryce Miller is starting tomorrow night, and Luis Castillo is piggybacking. So those listening tonight, tonight's Boston Red Sox game is the first of the new piggybacks, right? Do we have any clarity around this? Do we know what's going to happen after? Because they've already announced Hancock Saturday, Gilbert Sunday, Monday we're off, and then Tuesday in Pittsburgh. Is that going to be a George Kirby, Bryan Woo piggyback?
They're off on Monday?
Or yeah, they're not going to do Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo again, right? That was the team meeting promise, was that not two people wouldn't have to do it the whole time.
I mean, you'd have to imagine that's what it would be. You take advantage of the off day, right?
I would assume.
I guess. I don't know. It's very confusing how they're going to do it because everyone's going to be involved. That's what we know. But if everyone's going to be involved, I almost just wish it was one guy coming out of the bullpen each time.
So what I said to myself is, how can we limit Dan Wilson's decision making? Like, okay, the starter is going to go 4, 5, or 6 innings, like no matter what. So Dan Wilson only has to decide at that point, and then the other person is just taking over till death do us part. Like some sort of, just like, hey, bullpen, you're not playing unless it's like a position player. Are we cycling through? Can we keep it a secret? Do we have to tell the other team it's piggyback night? If the team had called it a 2-for-1 starter day instead of piggyback, would we be in this predicament?
I don't know, man.
It's awful.
Piggyback's awesome. I love the word piggyback. You're telling me I get to say piggyback as many times as I want on this podcast and it's totally okay?
The over-under for the times you said the word piggy on this show before the year was like a half, and you have said it 100 times.
It's a great word. It should be said more often. Really plays into our down on the farm segment that happens every Wednesday. We need like
almost
a little oink
Wednesday.
at the sound of it now.
Almost
every Wednesday. Almost every Wednesday. World Cups get into me, man.
It's a lot to keep track of right now.
There's a lot going on.
The golf started today, like the biggest tournament of the year. Guess not.
It's just unwatchable between everything going on, and the Mariners have more guys on the IL currently than there are World Cup games in this year's tournament. It's incredible.
Impossible.
Yeah.
So have we reached a point? The big question I had for today for you was, is this good or bad that regardless of how you play, your at-bats, your pitching is not dictated by your quality of play? Is that good or bad for a baseball team? I'll give an example. If Luke Raley is hitting 500 with 16 home runs in a month, he doesn't play against left-handed pitching. Is that comforting to know, or is that annoying? If you are Bryce Miller on Friday against the Nationals, having one of the best pitching performances of the year, but then the next one's a piggyback, not because of good or bad behavior, is that comforting or is it annoying? I don't know. If you're Rob Refsnyder, are you still on the squad?
Yeah, I mean, you think about it from a personal standpoint, right? It's like, if I'm Bryce Miller, how could you not be frustrated? How could you not be annoyed? I think the Luke Raley one's a little bit different because he has shown over the course of his career that he literally cannot hit left-handed pitching, and he's shown each and every opportunity pretty much this year when he's had an opportunity. He cannot hit left-handed pitching. He strikes out on pretty much 3 pitches each and every single at bat. So that's a little bit different. But like, I know the starting pitchers agreed. If you're if you're any starter but Luis Castillo, I can't help but feel like there would not be a little part of your mind that would be saying, why is Luis Castillo not just piggybacking over and over again? He's the worst starter by far. And
George is making a run, but I hear you.
yes, but to me, I think the difference is, right, like, George Kirby theoretically plays a larger difference in this team's future. Now, I personally think he's going to get traded over the offseason. I don't
Which
think that's
one?
a conversation
Kirby?
for today. Kirby. One of Kirby or Gilbert would. But either way, one of them could say that, you know, I feel like I'm better than Luis Castillo, even though they've been worse than Luis Castillo at periods. It's a toss-up.
And one of the reasons I brought up this complacency question is a guy like Victor Robles believes he should be playing all the time. Like, there's
Yes.
no way that he doesn't think that. And then he goes out there in this 3-game series against Baltimore. He goes 2 for 10 with a walk. It's like, that's fine. But your opportunity's there. And it's like, who on this team is playing desperate baseball? Like, desperate to make a name for themselves, desperate to. This team keeps talking about Game 7. Like, this is my driving force. I don't ever want to feel that again. And I'm like, that's cool. We're 40 and 38. How are you showing that? Like, what's that looking like?
Yeah, I mean, at the game last night, I was there on Wednesday night. Oh my God. Now that school's out, I have no idea what day it is. Yeah, who knows? Today's Thursday. Wednesday night, I was at the ball game. And I'm sitting there in the first inning. And Cal Raleigh gets thrown out on a stolen base that Julio Rodriguez check swings, but definitely swung, at a pitch that bounced in the grass.
The
And I'm
MLB
sitting
app,
there.
the game day app didn't have it. It didn't have the red dot. It was off screen.
I can't remember exactly if it was right inside the dirt or if it was literally on the grass, but it was pretty damn close, like where that ball bounced. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, does this team want to win? Do they have any, like, mental well-being? They just seem like they're pushing themselves and pressing themselves to be picture perfect, and it's just causing them to be gassed by, what are we in, game 70, 80 of the season?
Yeah. I find it frustrating. I think that we want this team to be more than they are because we just can't look away from the opportunity. It's like the sun shining in our eyes. Like, guys, go on a run. We had an 8-game win streak. If you take that away, we're like a garbage baseball team playing against other garbage baseball teams.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of that 8-game win streak, I'm sitting here on this podcast. You can go back and listen to it, and I'm saying, you have a favorable stretch right here. You have a favorable road trip, a favorable homestand against teams you should beat. You should win each and every one of those series. And they've just kind of fell flat and lost the ability to play winning baseball. And yes, they have all the guys injured, and their bullpen is just scraps right now. And their lineup is just being thrown together. And they have 1, maybe 2 guys on the bench, and they called up a guy from Everett. Like, all those things are happening. All those things are true, and all those things are reasonable to be like, yeah, that's the thing holding this team back right now. But there is still enough talent on this team to be able to beat the teams that they are beating, that they are playing. This series win against the Orioles, step in the right direction. But that's because the starting pitching, which is all entirely healthy, by the way, did what it was supposed to do. You can have all the injuries to the bullpen in the lineup that you want. But even if they produce, the starting pitching still has to produce. And I'm going to come back to that time and time again. As the starting pitching goes, this team goes.
It makes everyone look better. Munoz looked better. There's less pressure. Even today, it wasn't clean, but you have a 3-run cushion. It makes it a little bit easier to strike out Leonardo Taveras. Like, My buddy was at the game and I was like, "Hey, is anyone getting up?" I was dying to know if anyone was getting
Yeah.
up for Munoz, but he
Just
said
the
no.
Aussies.
Said
Just
the
the
bullpen.
Aussies.
To the Aussies were the packed house today.
Good
Packed
for them.
house.
Good for the Mariners. World Cup's in town. Aussies are in town. They're packing out the ballpark.
Let's hope Stanton can make some money, you know?
If only he would spend the money on the team, you know?
Eh,
That'd be a good moment.
could be cool.
It would be nice. But yeah, they're showing faith in some of their guys like Andres Munoz that have struggled. Julio has struggled lately. He's still been in there every day playing center field, and he's still getting bags of Nerds gummy clusters pregame every single day from kids and fans, and all of that. Right? There are things that are going well with this team, and there are things that I'm like, yeah, the vibes are there, the guys are having fun, they're playing the game as if they're kids, but then they step out there and the first pitch of the game, and there's just a pressure that it feels like is in their heads, and I don't know how they're going to get through it. They have some of the leaders back in the clubhouse. JP Crawford, Cal Raleigh being back in the clubhouse makes a difference. It's great. That's what they needed. JP Crawford pulling Munoz and saying, look, dude, you got this. We trust you. We believe in you. Trust us. Throw the ball in the strike zone. We got your back. You got us. We got this, right? That's why he's there. That's why he's huge. He's looked great at third base also, by the way, so far. But
he's looked really good at third base. Really good.
He's actually looked incredible. But how does that
quick.
He is. But how does that confidence in each other show up in your at-bats? How does that show up in your base running? How does that show up for starting pitchers and all of that when you're just trying to throw first pitch strikes, right? There's always going to be thoughts in the back of everybody's mind saying, there are guys out here we don't think are of the caliber of this team or are not supposed to be out there. Like when the lineup has Miles Mastroboni in it, and Victor Robles in it, and Rob Refsnyder in it. Guys like Julio Rodriguez and Colt Emerson and Cole Young and all of these guys, there is naturally going to be a little bit of pressing to it. And it's just who is the leader right now outside of JP that is telling these guys, right, we are a good baseball team. Trust yourselves, trust your teammates. And even if he is doing it, are there multiple guys doing that? Is the manager doing that? Like, I seriously wonder what Dan Wilson's job is, because when Cal is gone and when JP was gone, who was the leader on this team?
I don't want to pin everything like 10-game road trips just for the best of teams, the worst of teams. They suck, and they wear on those guys. There's a huge difference between 6 or 7 and 10, but to go 4-6 on that road, he sucked. Who is the voice in the locker room? Who is the one calming everyone down? I have no idea. We have played 16 games in the month of June. I'll give you one guess on our record.
8-8.
8-8, 100%. I said we were 40-38 earlier. We are 39-37. 2 games up in the AL West. It's infuriating to be in first place.
And I mean, I think that's where the frustration stems from, though, right? Mm-hmm. It's like we think that this team is better than what they've been. I think we all know that this team is better than what they've been, and whether that's because of the injuries or guys not performing or whatever it might be. The fact that I look around the rest of the American League and I'm like, if we were playing good, I would be the cockiest, most confident, literal jerk of a fan possible. I'd be so confident in this team that this podcast would be like a joke in many senses. But I want that. Like, why can't we have that?
We're playing Boston next. They're on an L4, 2-8 in their last 10, and I just have no confidence we can win this series. Why do we feel that way?
Because this team hasn't shown us that they can do the things we expect them to do. How do you go through the easy games and get yourself hyped up and ready to go and get your vibes and your energy at 150% for those games when you're playing the Red Sox that, like you just said, have lost 4 in a row, are 2-8 in their last 10 games, and are in the depths of the American League, at 29-43. They have the worst record in the American League.
They're going out of rotation. They have 3 lefties going against us intentionally. So Luke Raley and his flu can stay home. Big Ref Snyder weekend.
The lineup. Big Ref Snyder weekend of my freaking ass, Jeff.
Or he's going to the Sun Sunday night. Like, this is it.
Let Dom play all 3 of these games. He has been your best player this season, and I need him in the lineup 7 days a week, even if they have an off day.
Best player this season? Let's go.
Let Dom
play. Hold up,
Let
tap
Dom
the
play.
sign.
Put Ref Snyder on the bench. Put him in the Sun. DFA him. Send him back to Fenway. I don't care.
The Boston will be here this weekend. He can just get on the plane with them.
Please. Wait until Sunday night. DFA him. He can get on the plane. That's all we need. He is the worst qualified hitter in the Jerry DiPoto era with at least 100 at-bats. Just an absolute joke. An absolute joke.
Crazy.
And I was a fan of the signing. I think the process behind it was great, but it's time. It's over. Sayonara. I don't care. Send him to the Sun. Let Dominic Canzone play every single day.
New Donnie Solano just dropped.
Oh, God. Don't even mention that man's name. He doesn't deserve the mention. My Lord.
I do think Rob plays this weekend. I think we see him all 3
I think
games.
he does too. I think he plays
he
all
gets
3.
9 to 11 at bats.
If
he get 1 hit?
No. When he goes 0 for 9, 0 for 11, like, legitimately, do they get rid of him? Like, I legitimately wonder.
Who's on our IL that's coming? Randy. When Randy gets back.
When Randy comes back, I think he's gone.
I had to go through my injured list Rolodex for a second. That wasn't like off the cuff. I was like, wait, Randy. I actually think Julio's fine. I think today was pretty precautionary.
I think he plays tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was scared out of my mind when he got pulled from that game, though. I will say that.
Nothing worse than being at the game and seeing an injury because you get 0 context or information.
And, usually I'm the type of guy at a ball game, too, that's, paying attention to each little detail. Last night, I walked the concourse to get food for the first time since 2019, probably.
Wednesdays was not a pretty watch.
It was horrible, and then they announced that Victor Robles is now playing center field, and I'm sitting there, jaw dropped on the floor, just crying to myself inside. It was not a good vibe.
That's not a good vibe.
I miss Gino Suarez. I need some of his good vibes right now.
687 OPS. Can he be the new Ref Snyder? He's not playing very well.
Thank God they didn't sign him. Thank God they didn't sign that guy.
No, that would have been too much fun.
It would have been so bad. Jeff, any last notes for you?
I'm trying. Great series win. I keep thinking about, like, if we're in the National League, let's not say Central or what. Like, I guess put us in the NL West instead of the Diamondbacks. How much worse is our record? Because we have just played some doo-doo paper teams. We're barely above 500.
Yeah.
It's not a fair conversation, but I'm just like, come on, boys. We're good. We're good at baseball. I promise.
Yeah, I mean, the question, though, then begs, right, like, if this team is playing better teams, like, is their head more in it? Like, I feel like when this team plays, big primetime games and they're playing teams that are really playing well and all these things are, stacked against them, like, they play their best, unless it's the San Diego Padres.
I am grateful. We have the same record as the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs have 4 10-game streaks, 2 10-game winning streaks and 2 10-game losing streaks. I would hate that worse than what we're doing right now.
Bring me Seiya Suzuki.
Sure.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for deadline talk, too. Today is June 18th. This will release June 19th. I think we're going to start getting into that in the next couple of weeks. Whether it's Sunday or Wednesday, Monday, whatever. I think there will be an episode next week where I start to get into it a little bit more, but I'm ready.
Happy Juneteenth. U.S. I think the U.S. comes out and the Aussies show them a little something.
You think? Score predictions.
I think that all these second games, because so many teams advance, I think we're going to just see a bunch of draws. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
going to be like 1-1, and the U.S. fans will be happy because, like, we're going to have the ball 80% of the time and somehow end in a draw. Very
Yeah.
disappointing. Hope I'm wrong.
I'm gonna go 3-2 U.S. That offense just looks nasty.
Looks really good.
You know, the defensive woes and counterattacking. They're not
The entirety of my life, we have had the best goalkeeper. It just hasn't really mattered
Mhm.
because we haven't had the other people. Why don't we have the best goalkeeper right now?
Because his name is, I believe, Nick Suzuki, and he decided to play for Japan instead of the United States where he was born. That's
Rude.
why. Right.
I wonder why he could have made such a decision in 2026. What could have come over him to make him disappointed in this country?
I have no idea. I've said it a couple times, but if you're not watching the World Cup, if you don't appreciate the World Cup, get your ass into Pioneer Square and go experience that atmosphere. It is something freaking special down there. And tomorrow is going to be, or I guess today, is going to be awesome. Not gonna lie, it's taking my eyes off Mariners baseball a little bit. It's hard to watch this team right now. There's a lot of
Probably good
soccer
for
on,
your health, if we're being
and
honest.
my mental health feels a lot better than it was about a week ago before the World Cup started.
I have no comment. You're right.
I have nothing left. Let's go, Mariners. Let's win the series. They get Boston this weekend. Start with Ranger Suarez against the Piggyback on Friday. I will be there Saturday night. Hopefully, nice. I don't blow my entire mind. Yeah. Embrace the Filipino culture, Filipino Heritage Night. Always good vibes, always a loss. But
a lot here at the end.
But till Monday, go M's. And